All right. Let me find it. You know what? Let me go to Captain real fast.
And Kadazai is like, yo, if he says he was circumcised, it's over. And so, for you and make sure, all right?
Who y'all really scared of? Y'all scared of the Bloods and the Crip because I ain't seen your bitch ass on Instagram.
Police officers targeting blacks and Hispanics up here.
One, they sanction murdering of children. Two, they're out. Look at him as evil. I think evil is
looking at it the lesser of two. I got your reasons. Body is absolutely insane. So I agree with. So it sounds like I got your reasons for Trump, and then it's because Kamala is a liar, known liar.
Yes.
I have no argument with that. So you kind of looking at it. Are you looking at it the lesser of two evils, or you don't look at Trump as evil?
I don't look at him as evil. I think evil is a deep word. I believe the Democrats are evil. One, they sanction murdering of children. Two, they're out going.
The first time I watched it live tonight, when he said they sanction murder of children, I was like kind of confused. I'm like, when they do that, and then just now, I caught what he meant. He's talking about abort mission, right? He's talking about that. And you know, when he's taking this, when we go there, they will unscientifically act like a baby's a baby before it becomes a baby. He just said abort mission. He said they sanction abort mission children. You know what? Abort missing children. How about that? And dude, you know what a child is? You know what children are? Children are not in your mother's womb scientifically. I ain't talking about some religious stuff. I'm saying scientifically, children are not in your mother's womb. Children are outside the womb. And breathing on their own. Okay. They don't need help to swallow. They can swallow. So they like to act like that's killing children when you abort missing children in the plant these clinics. It's a weak point that they argue. It's a weak point.
Around hollering that the right is weird, while they got motherfuckers up there in dresses and beards, full beards like you got in a dress. They are talking about giving 12-year-old boys the right to decide if they want to be castrated, chemically castrated, because that's what they're doing when they're giving them these hormone blockers to turn them into women. They put D Wade's son out there. He nigga 6'2", talking about this is a little girl, this little hard face nigga. His face getting stiffer. This nigga's face.
Bones getting bigger, his face looking all curly, and we supposed to say, "Nah, that's a girl." That shit is crazy. That is. Now I agree with you on that time. That is crazy. Have that concept. So I got no argument with what you say with the Democrats. Even with my position is, I don't vote from a spiritual position. If I take the spirituality out of it, I don't really trust neither parties. When I look at some of the ones, as far as like stop and frisk, if you live up here in the
matter of fact, I'm going to do a clip.
New York area, if I take the spirituality out of it, I got no argument with what I wouldn't. But even from if I take the spirituality out of it, I don't really trust neither parties. When I look at some of the things that Trump wants to bring back, as far as like stop and frisk, things that Trump wants to bring back, as far as like stop and even from if I take the spirituality out of it, look at some of the things that Trump wants to bring back. Look at some of the things that Trump wants to bring back. If I take the spirituality out of it, I don't really trust neither party. I don't really trust neither parties. When I look at some of the things that Trump wants to bring back, I don't really trust neither parties. When I look at some of the things that Trump wants to bring back, as far as like stop and frisk, if you live up here in the New York area, stop and frisk was something that was horrific to blacks and Hispanics up here. A lot of false arrests, a lot of, it allowed them under the stop and frisk to just search you for no reason if they thought you did something. But it was never a universal practice. It was always a practice that was done specifically targeting blacks and Hispanics up here. He also wants to vote. I would trust neither parties committed against. He trust neither parties. He trust neither parties. When I look at some of the things that Trump wants to bring back, as far as like stop and frisk, if you live up here in the New York area, stop and frisk was something that was horrific to blacks and Hispanics up here. A lot of false arrests, a lot of, it allowed them under the stop and frisk to just search you for no reason if they thought you did something. But it was never a universal practice. It was always a practice that was done specifically targeting blacks and Hispanics up here. He also wants to halt prosecution of police officers. He trusts neither parties. When I look at some of the things, he trusts neither party. Blacks, he trusts neither parties. When I look at some of the things that Trump wants to bring back to Hispanics up here, he trusts neither parties. When I look at some of the things that Trump wants to bring back, he trusts neither parties. When I look at some of the things that Trump wants to bring back, as far as like stop and frisk, if you live up here in the New York area, stop and frisk was something that was horrific to blacks and Hispanics up here. A lot of false arrests, a lot of it allowed them under the stop and frisk to just search you for no reason if they thought you did something
for no reason. This is without even looking it up. I really did lies on this type of stuff. This type of stuff I'm passionate about. Stu, you listening? Stu Pease had he tried to run away from admitting that you can talk to the cops as long as you're not a suspect. Like, he was wrong, and he wasn't man enough to just say, "Hey, man, yeah, I stand corrected." He instead asked about, I think, the '94 crime bill or stop and frisk. One of these, not asking about stop and frisk. It's like, dude, I was dead ass. Like, dude, I think I know more than you. And I was dead ass. Like, dude, you got to understand, man. This type of stuff, I'm really passionate about. All this law stuff and crime bills, and like, I love the stuff, man. So, Cat,
it was never a universal practice. It was always a practice that was done specifically targeting blacks and Hispanics up here. He also wanted to trust neither parties. When I look at some of the things that Trump, I don't vote from a spirit.
To myself, this one I will send to Kamis, and I already sent a copy to somebody. Cool. So now let's go back to it. I don't know. I gotta click the link. Hold on. Pardon.
trust neither parties. When I look at some of the things that Trump wants to bring back, as far as like stop and frisk, if you live up here in the New York area, stop and frisk was something that was horrific to blacks and Hispanics.
So stupid, you listening? Stop and frisk was of course annoying to you and I, workers like us, but to criminals, yeah, they definitely hated stop and frisk.
Up here, a lot of false arrests, a lot of, it allowed them. Frisk was something that was horrific to blacks and Hispanics up here. A lot of false arrests.
And Captain got a source up on a lot of false arrests. He got a source up on that.
A lot of, it allowed them under the stop and frisk to just search you for no reason if they thought you did something.
They definitely will have. No, that's no. But let me just point this out. All of these crimes, that's in bills. 94, you got stop and frisk. They're all majority based on violence. Okay? Violence. So, now watch this. Because these are based on violence, and by the way, 90% of the crime, 90% of the crime were the victims, 90% of the victims were Black and Latino, and 90% of the suspects were Black and Latino. So when Captain said they're indiscriminately, no, he said they're discriminately frisking people and locking people up. No, Cap. These were the people who were responsible for the crime and being the victims on both ends. So now, look what cops were supposed to do. They were supposed to, they see a group, what's the profile? Like they see which Black and Latinos fit the profile. Because again, 90% of the shootings come from them, where they get hit or doing a shooting. So it's a lot of crime. Captain, there was something called a red zone. So they didn't stop and frisk anybody indiscriminately. They only stop and frisk at a red zone. You know what a red zone is? A red zone is when majority of Black Latinos are there selling crack or buying it or some other street drug. Okay. So let me stay on point. So what they'll do is this. They'll see a teen walking. Their goal is because it's a violent bill, the 94 crime. Well, actually, it was always there, really. Like they just enacted. Like every state got to stop and frisk, I believe. It just never enacted. Okay, watch this. Let's see where I'm gonna go with this. Because it's a violent act, they're looking for a weapon on the profiled suspects that can cause violence. Okay, so it's a light pat. It's not the full frisk. I think even their backhand might be used, but they're patting you down to try to find illegal guns. Okay, so a violent act to stop violence. There was a heavy police presence on that. Criminals were shivering in their boots. Okay. So, like I said, they got a red zone. The red zone was around that community, like high drug problem, where they were selling or using. All right. So my screen started sharing. Don't know why. Or did I stop? Oh. Okay. So a police officer was C18 because a lot of the guys were young, like they are now, teen, and they'll look for something like bulge in his pocket. So if they suspect something to be there, they stop and frisk. Hey, how you doing? You thirsty? You want a soda? No, yeah. All right, well, don't leave, don't leave, don't leave. Okay, we the grad guy, bring him out, search him. Wait, don't mind me, I'm dozing off. So I hopped on because I wasn't sleepy. Then I became sleepy. Okay, so that's the dozing off me talking. It's like when I'm dozing off, it's equivalent of somebody else being drunk. Okay, so stop and frisk. They wanted to do a light. It wasn't a full frisk. It's a light pat down. And by the way, if they find any other drug besides a weapon that could hurt somebody, they couldn't charge you. So if it was crack, you had heroin pills, they couldn't charge you because that needed a warrant. Okay, so anyway, I made the clip because I'm like super tight. So I'm like talking about myself. But I made the first clip. That's going to help me gauge where. So let me get out of here. I'm sleep talking. But some of what I said about the starting first was true. Other things I might have slept and talked. I don't know. But I gotta get some sleep. So I'm gonna play some of this tomorrow. I found it interesting. I'm gonna play the debate between Brother Jabari and Min.Jap about the wait talk about that's talking about damn it. Click mine is gone. They were talking about the Central Park Five joggers. Okay. Mr. Jet believed that they should never have been free. Okay. Then you got my boy Jojo, I ain't seen in years, walking by. We caught the same bus. And he am I making a point? Am I still half sleeping? Why I mention him? Okay, they got nothing to do with nothing. Okay, this is me half sleeping. Can you imagine me being on the phone? Yeah, I am hilarious when I'm on the phone. I start half sleeping because people be like, "Hello, what?" And like I'm clearly sleepy, but I will never admit it. They're like, yeah, you sleep? Nah. I'll make an excuse why I said what I said. Anyway, leave my sleepy butt off. Peace. Shalom.